today we got some solid footage of our client Jordan, who has a roofing company. And one of the things that he really loves is me directing him when he has nothing to talk about, because it's kind of tough sometimes when you're kind of blank minded and you really don't know what to say on camera. Yet when you're with the client, for example, in this case, Jordan, who has a roofing company, when he's talking to a homeowner about their roof or about their solar, because he also does solar, it's funny that he can go all day talking about roofing, solar, and the benefits of it, right? But when I point the camera at him, he's kind of blank minded, as in like, okay, what do I say? What kind of content should we make? And that's really where you want to have very good director skills in the questions that you're asking that his market of homeowners who need solar and roofing actually care to listen to about. Because most people will make content but not even know what type of content really is relevant to that target audience. So when we film content for someone like Jordan, the first thing we do is we make sure that we do our market research so that we're talking to the target audience in a way where they're in tune, where they care about what we have to say. Because imagine you're telling a vegetarian to eat the best steak in the world, but they have no interest in that steak because they're a vegetarian. So you're talking to the wrong audience at that point. So when it comes to homeowners that need roofing and solar, they may have just had a storm where the storm caused hail damage on the roof and possibly a leak on the roof. So you want to speak to them in a way that they're in tune. And so what we do with that market research, we basically get all of our clients' Google reviews, and we get about like 50 to 60 Google reviews from our client. And from there, we move on to the top 3 competitors. And so in this case, it was other roofing companies, right? So we get the top 3 competitors' negative reviews. And what we do with those negative reviews, we now gathered a bunch of market research with things that the target audience is talking about. And when they're talking about one thing in particular, like for example, with roofing, it's a lot of insurance companies denying the claim, right? You start seeing a lot of that throughout the reviews. So what do we do with this market research? What do we do with these Google reviews? We plug it into AI. And for all you ChatGPT lovers, I would say that Claude is better at doing this as far as analyzing research and being smarter in the way it talks, because it sounds a little bit more human. Sometimes ChatGPT is very robotic, but not to hate on ChatGPT. I think it's awesome. And we get all these Google reviews, plug it into Claude AI, and from there, we tell Claude, we say, give us the biggest pain points that this target audience is facing based off of these Google reviews. And then I tell it to give me the purchasing motives and to speak in the language that you are seeing in these Google reviews, aka this market research. So from there, I tell it, okay, now that you got this customer profile, this target audience, I want you to create this customer profile, and I want you to give me 10 topics that we can use for video content for this target audience. And what we're going to do with this, with these 10 topics is now we have content that we can make based off of real market research. And again, I use Claude AI for this because I feel like Claude is very smart in talking about research and analyzing research and talking about things that you give it when it's a big bulk of research that you give it. It's very smart in analyzing everything really clearly. And now we got 10 topics that we can talk about with our roofer client, Jordan. And what we can do is now say, okay, now that you got this target audience and you got 10 topics, now I want you to give me top 35 questions that this target audience has in their mind before purchasing a new roof. And those 35 questions, you'll probably get 15 to 20 that are really good. And the rest may be like, okay, that's a little vague, or that question doesn't really matter, right? But now we have things that this market, aka this target audience, cares to listen to, or is maybe experiencing the same pain or problem. We're not just pulling things out of our ass here and saying, okay, let's make video content on this, or some agencies will try their best so that you go viral, right? And they'll make you do silly dances, or they'll make you do funny things on TikTok just for you to go viral. But does that really get you new sales? At the end of the day, why are you hiring a marketing agency for, or a video content agency? What is the reason behind that video content? What is the reason behind the marketing that you're doing? It's to get new sales and new customers, right? That's why you're doing it at the end of the day. Why do you build a website as a home service company or as a business in general? Why do you build a website? Well, to get awareness, and that awareness then turns into customers. That's the only reason why you're building a website for your business, why you're doing social media content for your business, why you're running ads for your business, whether it's Meta or Google ads. So at the end of the day, we want new customers, right? So why wouldn't we revolve our video content that we post on social media around that so that we could get new sales in the door? Well, that's exactly what we do. And we got to make sure that the market research is in place and that we know who we're talking to. And not only that, but that we know what we're talking about and making sure it's topics that they want to hear about or that they want to be in tuned about. Because if you're talking about things that they don't care about, obviously they're going to scroll on social media and not care about your content. So when it comes to making content for a business like Jordan's, roofing and solar, we base it around what the customer has in their head before purchasing a new roof or solar panels. And that's what we do with every client, whether it's home service, whether they're in the restaurant business, whether it's maybe just a cleaning company that comes in and cleans houses, right? We want to know what the pain points are. And then after we know what the pain points are, we want to tie it back to us as we're the solution to their pain. And that's really what direct response marketing is about. And we just happen to do that through video content. So we first start with the 3-step process when it comes to getting followers on social media and turning them into leads that then turn into new customers for your business. And how we do that is step number 1. First, we build a foundation of content. And that's both video content and non-video content. And what do I mean by non-video content? What I mean is we get posts like carousels where we're feeding them valuable information that they want to know about. In this case, let's just say it's back to the roofing company. We're talking about things that insurance denial claims, right? That the insurance won't approve their roofing damage, right? So we talk about that because that's things they're interested in. And we feed them valuable information that they want to know, or even stories that they want to hear about that may relate to their problems. And this may be client case studies, right? At the end of the day, we're building a foundation of content for social media. Once we have a solid foundation of content, it's now easier to run ads because we have you can call it a track record of content, where if someone were to click on our ad, right? Let's say it's roofing. Someone clicks on the roofing ad that we put out there, it leads them to our profile. And they're going to check us out and do like a little sniff test on you just to see if you pass the legit test. And they're going to be like, let's see if this company is legit, right? Like, let's see if they're actually what they say they are or what they claim to be. So when they see a foundation of you can say well-filmed and edited content, and let's say it tracks back to 6 months back, right? Like they're like, okay, they've been posting consistently for a while. They must be legit, right? They know what they're talking about in their content. They're feeding me valuable information that I want to know about because I'm dealing with this pain, right? So when they see that foundation of content, which is step number 1, they're like, okay, they're legit enough to help me out. Step 2 is running the ad, right? We're going to run an ad so we can get more attention. And with that ad, we're being very transparent. We even say the price on that ad because we know that most people won't say the price. Most people are very non-transparent. They're like, okay, I want to be very hush-hush about the price because I don't want to say any prices on ads, especially. But when you say the price on the ad, you're very transparent. One, they're like, okay, they're very upfront with their pricing. Well, they're talking about a roof that they're doing, and they're saying the price to the public. So they are a higher quality lead when they reach out to you, because they already know the price that you did on that roof when you did video content on that roof that you were doing. And when they reach out, it's not a lead that is shopping around or that is like, I don't know if I would pay $30,000 or $60,000 for a new roof, right? They already have a price in mind. So step 2 is running the ad and being very transparent, having valuable content that you can put out there as an ad, and also putting out there that, hey, this is the price. Let me know if you have any questions about pricing for your roof, right? That's step 2 is running the ad. And step 3 is now we're able to retarget those people that have watched our content, our foundation of content, and retarget those people that have viewed our ad with a testimonial. We can now retarget them with a testimonial of another homeowner, let's say in this roofing scenario, of another homeowner that had the same problem as them. And we can now be like, hey, look, this is homeowner, right? We helped him with this problem that you may be experiencing. And in this case, when we were filming today with Jordan, he actually helped a homeowner fight the insurance so they can approve to pay the entire roof, which is $67,000 project. And they fought the insurance company for a year just to get the roof approved, right? So now you're showing testimonials of other people that you've helped. And when you do first the foundation of content, then you run the ad saying, hey, this is the price. And third, you retarget them with testimonials and social proof. Now, by the end, by step 3, they're like, okay, this company's legit. I'm seeing people that they've helped and they've added value to me. And I can see that they have a foundation of content because they've been posting since 2022, let's say, right? Now they are more likely to buy. But not only that, not only are you going to get really good leads, but on top of that, you're going to get a lower cost per lead, meaning your advertising cost. Let's say you spend $1,000, right? The average guy that doesn't have step 1, the foundation of content, they are getting, let's say, X cost per lead. You are getting a lower cost per lead because of the foundation of content that you have. So if you have any questions as far as this 3-step process goes, just message me the word video, because with video content just like this, we're able to lower the cost per lead so much more that it actually makes you the authority in your space and your local area. So message me the word video if you want to learn more about this 3-step process and apply it to your business with video content just like this and non-video content that is valuable for the person that wants more leads or a lower advertising cost per lead. So again, message me the word video and I'm more than happy to show you how this applies to you.